Welcome to Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com on this 4th of July in 2024. Sports Bash is brought to you by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, by Falcone Law Firm. If you need to speak to an attorney, call them at 631-6074-LAW. That's 631-607-4529. By the Marty Lyons Foundation, the official charity of Sports Bash Media. Visit their website at martylyonsfoundation.org. And by Collaborate Studios, a content marketing production facility. For more information, call them at 516-509-8277. Good morning, everyone. I'm Peter Schwartz, joined as always by Vinny Tickets. Happy 4th, Vinny.
Very exciting. Had a great time at the Yankee game last night. That was exciting.
Absolutely, and it's always great to be at a Yankee game, especially fireworks night and a big crowd and all that good stuff.
It was exciting, and I would be remiss. Of course, we know the 4th of July is a very special birthday, and we know that the number one person, and then we'll go to the number 2 person, but the number 1 person is my wife, Adrienne. It is the 4th of July, and I have a great 4th of July story for you. So my wife begins talking about her birthday sometime around December. She'll talk about her birthday and say, you know, my birthday's coming up. My birthday, it's December. There's snow on the ground. But the reason is when my wife was growing up, her parents told her, look at all the fireworks. Everybody is celebrating your birthday. So wherever they went, they'd see the fireworks. And now it's carried all the way up into her 50s. And she's still excited when December rolls around because 4th of July is right around the corner. So,
there you go. Well, happy birthday to Mrs. Tickets.
Mrs. Tickets, a wonderful person, a beautiful person. I'm very blessed to have her in my life and to have her as the mother of my children. So, happy birthday, Adrienne.
Enjoy the day. Make sure you fire up that barbecue today and do a nice job on the 4th of July, right?
Yeah, the good news is we have somebody else's barbecue to go to. So
there you
just
go.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy
nice,
the scenery.
Absolutely. Yes. Later on in the show, WizKid Vinny will be by with This Day in Sports History, but it's time for the Sports Bash Flash. It's brought to you by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, where every customer is considered family. The Embassy Diner located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Mention Sports Bash and get a free dessert with your meal. Now, do you remember that old show, The Baseball Bunch? Remember with Johnny Bench and had the San Diego Chicken?
Yes.
And the kids were playing baseball?
It was like the runner-up to This Week in Baseball.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was the stepchild of This Week in Baseball.
I should have remembered to load into our computer the theme from The Baseball Bunch. I used to watch it all the time. Anyway, today, it's not The Baseball Bunch, it's The Baseball Brunch, because the Mets and the Nationals are playing this morning at 11:05. So it's baseball and brunch today, the Baseball Brunch.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know about that.
What do you like to have for brunch?
If they had the Eggs Benedict, that's my go-to at a brunch. Yeah.
There you go. So
no mimosas, just the Eggs Benedict.
Just the Eggs.
How about you? What's your fave?
Well, I like bagels for breakfast, and I like pizza for lunch. So if I was going to have the two of them together, I would go to the Embassy Diner and get a pizza bagel.
There you go.
That's what I would do.
Matzo pizza.
No, pizza bagel. Like that's it. You mix. It's a great item on the menu at Embassy Diner. But that would be my go-to brunch, the pizza bagel. There you go.
How about you, Wiz? What's your go-to brunch?
Anything that involves some sort of eggs. I'm into any sort of I haven't been to a lot of brunch places, but something kind of fresh. Or just something like freshly made out of the oven is something I'm going to go to. Whether it's like a pastry.
I don't think there's any wrong answer to the question.
No.
I think it's just everyone's.
No poll needed on that one.
It is a Yankee Doodle dandy on this 4th of July in the Bronx. This afternoon, the Yankees hosting the Reds at 1:05. Now, when you think about the 4th of July and New York area sports, there have been a number of great moments that have taken place on the 4th of July in New York sports history. So I thought it would be a good idea on this July the 4th to look back at some of those moments that have taken place in New York sports. The first one took place on July 4th, 1939, a dying Lou Gehrig addressing his teammates, coaches, manager, and fans at Yankee Stadium.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad rag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Lou Gehrig on the 4th of July, 1939, luckiest man on the face of the earth, which I included in my wedding vows when Cheryl and myself got
that's
married.
pretty cool.
So, yes, I had
So,
to steal
so
that
how
line.
long after that did he pass?
It was not long after that.
You know, and I really don't want to get too like sentimental or anything like that, but I truly, I must say that in life you must keep things in perspective. And here's a guy who's dying literally, you know, very shortly after that he passes, and he gets in front of 40,000 people.
More than that. It was
Right?
probably 70,000 people there that day.
Okay,
They probably packed Yankee Stadium.
Packed it out, right? So, but he gets in front of these people. He's dying, and his dying message is, I am the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Think about that, Peter.
Yeah.
Think about what's going on there. He's saying he's but he's dying. He's going to be gone in the next 12 months, right?
Right.
But he's saying and that right there is the definition of perspective.
Absolutely. And obviously it's a big day every year in baseball, Lou Gehrig Day, where we talk about ALS and the disease that was named after him. So that was one of the truly memorable moments in New York sports history. The next one we're going to get to also involves the Yankees, and it involves a day that I spent with my family at the town pool in East Meadow on July 4th, 1983. I'm sitting there. We were there all day from the morning on. I'm listening to the Yankee game on the radio. Dave Righetti is pitching a no-hitter against the Red Sox. They get to the 6th inning. I want to go home and watch the game on TV. So my mother says to my father, Barry, take Peter home. Take Peter home. He wants to watch the game. Took me home. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Dave Righetti against Wade Boggs.
He sets the kick and the pitch. He struck him out. Righetti has pitched a no-hitter. Dave Righetti has pitched a no-hitter. He strikes out Boggs for the final out of the ball game, and the Yankees pour on the field to congratulate Dave Righetti. A no-hitter for Righetti.
Frank, that had not been done since 1956 when Don Larson pitched his perfect.
That was Frank Messer and Bill White on Yankees radio, a no-hitter for Dave Righetti. You heard that audio tail out there a little bit at the end. That's how it was on the internet. But Bill White was talking about, prior to that, the last Yankee no-hitter was Don Larson's perfect game in 1956 in the World Series. And just a great day for Dave Righetti. And not long after that, Dave Righetti gave up his spot in the rotation to go into the bullpen and be the Yankees closer. How about that? I mean, think about how good of a career Dave Righetti was having as a starter and became one of the great closers of all time.
He sure did. He sure did.
Kind of like Dennis Eckersley a little bit. I mean, Dennis
Eckersley,
Eckersley
yes,
was a
of
starter
course.
and went into the bullpen. But
That good old mustache on Eckersley.
that was a great day for the Yankees, and it's always a trivia question. Who did Dave Righetti strike out to end the no-hitter? And it was Wade Boggs, who would eventually become a Yankee and win the World Series with them in 1996.
Yeah, that was a great game. So what's your opinion on the no comment? So if you're in your house, here's a question. You're in your house, there's no hitter going on. Do you call the boys and say, hey guys, come watch this game? Or do you call them in and say, hey guys, come in here, Garrett Cole's pitching a no-hitter?
I do not believe in the fallacy of I go with Michael Kay from ESPN Radio on this because he talks about this all the time as the TV voice of the Yankees. Whatever the announcer says has no bearing whatsoever on what happens. So I have never, and remember, I cut my teeth in this business working for Sports Phone, where you had to give score updates every 10 minutes. And I've done updates for years and years and years. if I'm saying on WFAN on my 9 o'clock update that Garrett Cole is pitching a perfect game in the 7th inning, do you really think that has any bearing on whether Garrett Cole pitches a perfect game or not?
In Italian,
So
we
if I
call
watch
it the
home-
Maloikia.
No,
You give
if
him
I
the
watch it,
Maloikia.
I don't believe in that. You're watching it at home, Cheryl, Bradley, Jared, come on in. David Peterson on the Mets is pitching a no-hitter. Not that he would pitch a no. Well, he
Base
could.
hit up the middle.
Base hit up the middle. But we did not forget about the Mets when it comes to great moments in July 4th New York history. We'll get to the Met moment when we come back. We'll also have this day in sports history. We'll tell you about some upcoming shows on this 4th of July in 2024. It's Peter Schwartz, Vinny Tickets with Sports Bash presented by Ticketbash.com. Stay with us on YouTube and Facebook. We've got some more coming up after a special message from our friends at the Embassy Diner. We're going to be back with more Sports Bash on 103.9 FM after the commercial break. Hi, I'm Peter Schwartz.
And I'm Vinny Tickets.
We want to take a moment to talk about our fantastic sponsor, the Embassy Diner.
Embassy Diner has been a beloved staple in the restaurant industry for over 50 years. And the great thing about it is when you walk through the door, you're not a customer, you are family. Every visit promises to be filled with warmth, love, and respect.
And here's an extra treat. If you mention Sports Bash during your visit, you enjoy a free dessert on the Embassy Diner.
Come on down to the Embassy Diner, where great food and great company are always on the menu.
Visit the Embassy Diner located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Well, thanks to our friend Gus and all of our friends at the Embassy Diner for being a strong supporter of Sports Bash presented by Ticketbash.com. It's Peter Schwartz and it's Vinny Tickets. I'm sure the Embassy Diner is going to be busy all 4th of July weekend. Some great meals on tap for you there at the Embassy Diner. When you do a barbecue, and I know you're going to somebody else's barbecue today, what is the Vinny Tickets ideal spread for a barbecue?
Wow, that's a good question. I would say marinated skirt steak and macaroni salad from Salpino's in Deer Park. That's my go-to. Skirt steak, marinated from Salpino, and their macaroni salad. And for those that have eaten it, you know what I'm talking about.
I need a hamburger. I need a hot dog. I need corn on the cob. And I need really good pasta salad. That is my go-to. We're going to welcome back our radio audience right now. Welcome back to Sports Bash presented by Ticketbash.com on this 4th of July 2024. I'm Peter Schwartz, joined as always by Vinny Tickets. We're going to have WizKid come in just a moment with This Day in Sports History, but we're continuing to talk about some of the great moments in New York sports history that took place on the 4th of July.
Yeah, so it is also George Steinbrenner's birthday today.
It is.
And I did have a question for you. We were talking about the barbecue stuff. So, and I'm going somewhere. On your hamburger, what are you putting on
Ketchup.
Just ketchup.
Ketchup.
Pickles? Cheese?
No, I never liked cheese. I've started to tolerate it a little bit because I do like a pizza burger, so I'll have cheese and marinara sauce on it. Once in a while, I will order a cheeseburger from wherever we're going, but my favorite burger is just a plain hamburger with ketchup on it. If it comes at a place where they serve lettuce and tomato, I have it on the side.
Okay. So here's one for you.
Long answer to your short question.
Yeah, that's all good. That's a good thing. So here's one for you. So my son went to college or is going to college in Tennessee. The other night, my wife made burgers, right? She put burgers out. And my son, he goes, Ma, you get me the mustard. So I don't know if that's a Southern thing, but I never in my life have put ketchup and mustard on a hamburger together, but I think he picked it up down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
I never heard that
We're going to
before.
have to open it up for the polls. Will you put mustard on your hamburger?
We'll have to make that a special Sports Bash poll about that. But in any event, barbecues, big part of 4th of July. Also sports, very much a big part of the 4th of July. And Vinny alluded to George Steinbrenner. This is his birthday, the late, great Yankee owner. May he rest in peace, and may he somehow get a message to his son, Hal, to get the checkbook out for Juan Soto. If you can please, George, may you rest in peace. Please get a message to your son, Hal, to get that checkbook out for Juan Soto. Right?
Yeah, get it. And be ready to write a bunch of zeros at the end of it. Lots of zeros on that one.
Absolutely. So we talked about Lou Gehrig's speech on the 4th of July in 1939. We had Dave Righetti's no-hitter in
Anything for the Mets?
1983. I'm getting to it. I told the Met fans that I did not forget them. I remember watching this game on July 4th, 1985. This was an absolute crazy game, back and forth. I seem to remember some rain delays in this game. I think there was a rain delay in the game. It wound up getting to the 18th inning. The 18th inning on the 4th of July, 1985, a wild game. The Mets score in the top of the 11th. It was the top of the 18th. I'm sorry, the top of the 18th inning. The Mets score to make it 11-10. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets are 1 out away from winning the game. And the Braves have no position players left at all. Rick Camp is their pitcher in the game at that point. They have no choice. He's got to go to the plate. So Rick Camp up for the Braves, bottom of the 18th inning. Not the Met broadcasters, but then Atlanta Braves voice on TV, John Sterling. The legendary former now Yankee radio voice. John Sterling, Ernie Johnson on Superstation WTBS in Atlanta.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rick Camp. Rick Camp. I don't believe it. Remember what I just said. If he hits a home run, that certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history. On an 0-2 pitch, Rick Camp hit it over the left center field wall. I don't believe it. If you only knew on the Braves, we kid Rick Camp about his hitting more than anything. Ernie.
Nobody can believe it. Camp makes it 11-11, his first Major League homer.
I mean, that is the most improbable act. Let's see it again, Ernie.
We got to look at this another 50 times. That goes Heap. It's out of here.
And it hit the football bleachers. I mean, if you told me that John Sterling's going to run for president and win, that wouldn't be any more improbable. And I got to tell you, that's improbable. Unbelievable.
John Sterling, what a treat.
Call.
That was unbelievable.
It really is. That was a great call.
Now, if you are a Mets fan, you say, Peter, you saved the Met moment, but you played Rick Camp's home run. That was the wacky, as John Sterling said, that was just the wackiest play in the game. And by the way, Mets win the game 16-13. So the game goes to 19 innings. And so it was 12-12. The Mets score 4 runs in the top of the 19th inning. The Braves start coming back, and the Mets hold on. They win the game 16-13. But Rick Camp, and I had to play the John Sterling call because it was so unbelievable.
What a great call, too.
I mean, it's only been a few months. I miss him so much. Yeah. I really do. And this is no disrespect to Justin Shackle, Emmanuel Barbari, Ricky Ricardo.
Do a great job.
Brendan Burke has done a couple of games. No disrespect to them. But, I mean, you're talking about a legend. You're talking about John Sterling, who needs to be in Monument Park one day at Yankee Stadium. But he was the Atlanta Braves announcer. He also did the Atlanta Hawks before he came back to New York.
It just sounded kind of weird hearing his voice call that game.
Call Atlanta Braves on TV in Atlanta.
But he did borrow a Rizzuto line.
The holy cow. Holy cow. It was just a wonderful clip, and I know we'd have some fun playing that back today. We have a few minutes left on the show, just enough time for this day in sports history. We welcome in WizKid Vinny.
Thanks, Peter. Now, we were talking about Lou Gehrig having that speech at Yankee Stadium. Well, the reason why he had that speech at Yankee Stadium is because his number was getting retired. And the significance of his number getting retired is that this was the first ever time that a team for the MLB ever retired any numbers. And I think just sports in America, period. It never happened before until that very day. And since then, The Yankees have led the way with jersey retirements, and in case you're curious, for NFL, it's the Bears. For the NHL, it's the Canadians, and the NBA, it's the Celtics. There are numerous jersey numbers I want to retire. I want to see retired. Specifically, for the Mets, I want to see 5 retire for David Wright. I know it might be unlikely, but I think 13 should be retired for Alex Rodriguez. I do not. Yes. Yeah.
He's not a Yankee.
No way.
Yes,
He is not
No
a
way.
Yankee.
No.
Why not?
No, he's not a Yankee.
3-time MVP, not good enough.
Do you
Should've-
think he's
you
a
sh-
Yankee?
I mean, he's a Yankee, but I
Yes,
just don't
I
think
know
he
that.
should have his number retired.
No.
I just don't think so at all.
They will.
You should have quit while you were ahead with number 4.
What,
Yeah, I
what about
agree with that.
retire? You know, sometimes they retire numbers more than once. You know, some teams have done that. Going back with the Mets, could they retire 5 for both Davey Johnson and?
No, Davey Johnson wasn't the Met manager long enough for that to happen.
Well, the thing too, I don't think it's gonna make him not have it is because I don't know, maybe it wasn't. I don't
No.
know.
But you were fine at number 4. You were fine
Yeah.
with the This Day in Sports History at number 4, and you should have quit while you were ahead right there. So it was a big topic of conversation at WFAN earlier this year about Alex Rodriguez retiring his number. Yeah, they had a whole segment in the
Was
studio.
anyone for it?
Yeah, there was a whole show, the afternoon show. Evan and Tiki were all for it. They hung a banner in our studio for Alex Rodriguez, which I totally disagree with. But anyway, I don't want to get myself in trouble with my other employer. That's enough conversation about WFAN. Thank you, Wiz.
No problem.
Today's Sports Bash poll question in honor of the hot dog eating contest at Nathan's today on Coney Island. Here is our question: how many hot dogs can you eat in 10 minutes? Less than 5? 5 to 10, 10 to 15, or more than 15. I can tell you it's probably between 5 and 10 because that was my number at CBS Sports Radio a few years back. What do you think? In 10 minutes, how many hot dogs?
0 to 5.
0 to 5. Wiz?
Probably 0 to 5. Probably on the higher end, but still 0 to 5.
Yeah, I just have to go on history and just say that for me, it would be 5 to 10. That's probably, I don't know if I could still do that, but that's my benchmark is between
Lightweight.
5 and 10.
You're a lightweight.
Coming up on Friday, I have the day off. It's Whiz Kid Vinny and Vinny Tickets hosting on a Free Ticket Friday. You're going to give away Met tickets on the show on Friday. Also coming up Monday, July 8th, Sports Bash Spotlight live from the Marty Lyons Foundation Celebrity Golf Classic, 5 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to have a lot of fun on Monday. A lot
That's
of
gonna
former
be
Jets,
great.
including Marty's going to stop
And
by.
and tremendous guy, Marty, and his buddy Ken Zor there running the organization for him. Tremendous cause, tremendous people.
And don't forget, next Thursday, July 11th, our guest, former WCW president Eric Bischoff, will be our guest on that day. And that'll do it for this 4th of July edition of Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com. Sports Bash sponsored by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, Falcone Law Firm, the Marty Lyons Foundation, and Collaborate Studios. On behalf of everyone, I'm Peter Schwartz. Have a happy 4th of July, everyone.